Hello guys, welcome back to another Cocoa Boy video. So basically we're going to be doing some country content. So if you look here, we have the map of Europe and stuff, but we're going to pretend that NATO never existed, and I want to pretend that if the UK snapped and tried taking over Europe. So what I think would most likely happen is the UK would set eyes on Ireland here, if you see. So what will most likely happen is if we get white in here, I bet you they'll take over, take this Ireland border. Yeah, I know the colour don't match for you guys are. And if you see, Ireland needs to be wiped, the name wiped off the map. So now that becomes UK. Now, most likely, because you're NATO doesn't exist, probably Britain will go for France. Most likely they might push in to this front here, down by where Ramsgate is, down by here, and probably push in to France. France, not being caught off guard, wouldn't really know about this. So let's just do that, which will most likely get a bit of that France. And France, responding to this, will not be very happy with England. And obviously, France will try and push back, but because of England's strong army, it will push in even more to France. Almost taking Paris. Maybe even taking Paris at this point. I'm not too sure. I'm so sorry about the white, guys. I am really sorry. No, there we go. Oh yeah, we just got a brush now. That gets rid of this stupid shade. And then obviously France, knowing France, might actually push back on England. Like that. But then England's going to push back into France. Oh god, sick of drawing these. And then northern France is gone right now. And then England pushes even more into France. From getting past the word France. Like so. And obviously now that is F. And now we've got to wipe this word off the map because it's kind of a no-go. This part of France doesn't exist. Need to get rid. I don't know why these borders have come back, but that's now. And then we'll call this UK. Like so. Obviously, France is not going to be in good condition. And obviously, because France has lost its capital and pretty much been flawed, England wins the war. Dominating France. France is now part of England. It's not good for England. Now, we look at the map. So far, everything looks normal, just that the UK's took Ireland and France. Now, so I'm going to fix that, because that's bugging me. Probably bugging you, all you guys too. Fix Ireland up. If we look now, Ireland and the UK and France have all united. So, now UK being in control over France, they probably might turn their eyes on Spain. Obviously, Spain is quite a tough opponent, but obviously that is not going to be very easy. And France and now England makes a massive push into Spain. And also like exactly what they did to France. catching the French, like just catching the Spanish off guard, pushing into Spain. Now, obviously, Spain will push back, so we might even see a bit of a pushback, but that might happen. Maybe even going back into their territory. But obviously, I'm not too sure what would happen here, but I'm just kind of going off what I think. And then it'll keep pushing in. Now let's just put that as Spain. Wipe this bit off the map. There's kind of Spain words in England. And let's say England and Spain come with a peace treaty. Oh my god. And there. So now Spain has lost. Actually, we'll do this. So now England has access to Portugal. Obviously, Spain cannot really do much. And let's pretend this probably will never happen, except Murcia as their capital. So, UK might think, oh yeah, we're doing pretty good here. I'm quite enjoying what's going on here. I'm liking how getting all these victories and stuff. But I think the UK is going to be going to war with quite a tough an opponent, which I think might have this war quite decent. Germany. So the UK remembers back to its previous 2 world wars, and it might want to go for Germany. Now, obviously, Germany, thinking this, is not going to be happy with this. But obviously, the UK don't tell Germany, really. And catching Germany off guard does not do Germany very good. So, the UK pushes in and takes a mass slab of Germany. Now, Germany is furious at this mass destruction. And obviously now Germany pushes right back into the UK, even going for down here near Switzerland. Which now Germany's and now, but then America helps the UK. And the UK start pushing into Germany. And let's pretend that the England from the US support held back and gave, and then Germany, and then they won the war. Now, because the US helped, obviously the UK and the US right now are very good alliances. So their UK might be very polite and say, "Oh, US, you can have a piece of Germany." So the UK gives the US this massive bit of Germany. Let's just call that US for United States. And there we go. This is the UK. So the UK right now is crazy. And obviously, the UK go for Belgium. Obviously, Belgium don't really stand a chance to this mass empire. And Belgium flaws really, really seriously now. Same with the Netherlands. The Netherlands kind of flaw too, so they kind of die. Sorry, Netherlands. Sorry about the death, but kind of have to have it. Now, so these other countries are going to think of a bit of an alliance to go from the UK, because they are scared that the UK might come for them next. But obviously, the US does not like how Poland wants to set this an alliance, so the US launches a massive attack on Poland. And obviously Poland does know this war, but obviously it's the US, so obviously things are going to get a bit fishy here, causing some mass destruction across, which pushes the US into Poland. Now, obviously, Poland is not going to like this, but Poland can't really do much. So Poland kind of surrenders. I don't think they would do this in real life. That's what we're saying. That's a bad word. That's just bad. spelling. But it's spelled wrong. No, actually. So, we're going to say Poland surrenders, but from this surrendering, the US is feeling a tiny bit generous, and a bit of a peace treaty comes out for these new borders. So, I'm going to give you the new borders now. I know you guys might be pretty curious to see. So, here we go. Oh my gosh, here's pen. That's it. That is how crazy small Poland is now. Now, the US is growing pretty good in Europe. But anyway, we're going back. We're getting a bit off topic here. We're going off from the UK. Now, obviously, the UK does not want Spain to live. So the UK just put a massive attack on Spain, and Spain just kind of surrenders this. So there's no point even doing some war things, and let's just call Spain just goes goodbye. And yeah, Spain kind of dies in this. So now UK has just kind of wiped Spain out in the space of a couple of weeks. Now, Portugal. UK is going to go on war with Portugal. Now, none of this would most likely happen in real life. But in this scenario, let's pretend NATO just collapsed and there's no more NATO. Just pretend the alliance just deleted itself for the day. Which, even though I don't think that would ever happen, but let's just say Portugal just kind of... Let's say Portugal surrenders but joins the UK. So we're not going to wipe its border. We're actually going to put some initials. So So I'm just going to put UK. UKD. What that means, it means that it's UK Defender. Which technically means that, in my terms, pretty much, it's like a state in a way. It's like Portugal is under UK ruling. Or, if we want, we can just give Portugal, the whole entire Portugal to UK, which will most likely do that. So we'll just get that off. Portugal just... let's pretend that Portugal just gives itself to the UK. No, this would never happen in real life, but this is not a real life thing. So, yeah, Portugal just kind of gives itself away, and there we go. UK is growing absolutely massive. Let's just give the new name. UK. So, now we have no more Germany, no more France, no more Belgium, no more Netherlands, no more Spain, and under rulment, pretty much no more Portugal. Portugal does still own the islands over to the left, but that's the only left bit. Now, they put their sign, they put the eyes on Italy, because Italy is a really good country, and they have a really good culture, and I think that they might want to actually have this happening. So they put a massive attack. Now obviously they don't actually take much of the Alps, because it's that part of the Alps, because the Alps already is quite a difficult place to take. So they kind of skip the big bits of the Alps and kind of miss the borders with Switzerland. They actually kind of leave that. Obviously, Italy, being the strongest country, fights back and actually helps. And then, let's say they got support off Switzerland. Even though I don't think this would ever happen. Italy pushed back into UK territory. Not by much. Still having that very hard border. Now, but obviously, because of the UK and the US being alliance, Italy falls, and now Italy is dead. Which is a very abrupt ending to Italy's existence, but sadly, good times have to come to an end. Now, Italy has officially joined the UK. Now, because of Switzerland's actions with helping Italy, Switzerland is getting taken over and overrun by the UK. And Switzerland falls. Actually, I don't know the name. Oh no, Austria. Austria, they fall too. Obviously, Austria just wants to be part of the UK, sort of. So There we go. Now UK is growing like mental, and I'm pretending in this that you can't be massive in alliances. Now 2 countries can, and a couple can, but let's pretend the US does not expand anymore. Let's actually pretend the UK bought the US, bought this part of the US, even though that would never happen. Remember, it's a fictional video. So they bought this part of the US. Now, they go from the Czechish, or I can't say it, Czechish, I think, Republic. That they just take that, they just kind of engulf all of that, and even Poland. They go for the last bit of Poland. Because obviously the US isn't here anymore, there's no more treaty, so they just say, goodbye Poland, we're overtaking you. Now, they've got a map, they're getting a pretty big border now with Ukraine. And with these other big countries, and I think they're going to be hitting Russia soon. Now, obviously, the UK domination is mental right now. Its influence is going all over Europe. I would say UK is just going like crazy. But, obviously, the rest of Europe is not going to like this. And we're going to say Russia and Ukraine form. Now, I did say no alliances, but we're going to do this one, make this one an exception. Russia and Ukraine form an alliance. Now, and they plan this very unexpected attack on the UK. Now, let's just quickly do this. Quickly just erase this because it's going to be annoying for the war. Now, obviously, looking at this, let's just put small UK because I don't really want it there. Now, we're going to have Ukraine, and that we're going to call this Ukraine. Russia's just helping Ukraine. Ukraine plans the attack. Even Slovakia, they join the alliance. So I'm going to put a tick for every country that joins the alliance. Slovakia, Russia, Romania, Hungary, all these countries. Can't say much of these. Serbia, is that it? Oh, I can't say this country. I'm so stupid. But there you go. And that country. Can't say it's, and even Turkey. We'll say Turkey, Greece joins the alliance. So all these countries with the ticks join the alliance. So now they want to be part of this massive war. So obviously, Slovakia push into the UK on the bottom. They push right into the bottom here. Ukraine pushes in a massive front in here. Catches UK off guard. UK tries to push back, but it doesn't work. And then they push in and have this area kind of surrounded. And obviously, because this is surrounded, it's kind of done for. So now that has become the new area. All these countries fighting against the UK. Let's pretend the United States goes against the UK. Because everybody's going against the UK. The UK were having, oh God, the nice advantage. But now, they are not having the nice advantage. So the US lands on Spain, what used to be Spain, and just absolutely dominates this area of the UK. Absolutely takes it. And now the UK has pretty much got fronts coming on. They even land on the bottom of where Italy was, pushing in Italy too. So they now got to deal with 3 fronts on this massive UK. Now, they keep pushing in, the US keep pushing in. Slovakia, now this is Greece and Turkey on the bottom here. They push in this side. They meet up with the US. So obviously, because it's all one big alliance, they add this all together. This is not a country yet, but when the peace treaty comes out, it will be made some countries. Now, then this place will be gone. This massive Spanish area needs to be cleared out with that line. And there you go. So now we're getting these now fronts. So this is where it gets really serious now. This is where this war is going to really hurt now. Because this is where we're starting to get into some main parts of the UK now. And this is where UK just can't do much. Because the UK's troops have almost ran out. And pretty much the UK is just like, I'm sorry, but I kind of... And then the UK just loses this massive amount of land. Because these countries... And look at that. All of that land is just being lost to these countries. There's massive an alliance. I understand that I did say no alliances, but it kind of it makes the video a bit better. So we're putting in alliances. So this country destroyed. This part of the UK destroyed. Obviously, because there's no more Germany. Sadly, because all these countries got overrun, they can't really get them back. So it's kind of really difficult to get these countries back. Now, the UK keeps these countries are crazily pushing in, and finally they leave the UK with no choice but to surrender all of the land on the European on like the main part of Europe. So goodbye. The UK just says, okay. So they all forgive the UK in a way, not really, but they don't go for the Isles, but they are letting the UK keep Ireland. So I suppose that's not a bad thing. Now, got all of this land. So what we're going to do, we're going to split it evenly between the countries. We're going to get rid of these ticks. There's no point of them being here anymore. Oh god, no, I don't. Leave them. It's just going to be annoyance for the borders. So, we're going to give Ukraine. Ukraine deserves this. We're going to give them this massive section for them. So they get this. This is Ukrainian land now. Let's just rub that out. Good job, Ukraine. They get this mass amount of land, look. Slovakia, because they're part of the alliance, they get a deal in this. So they take some grabs on this massive bit of land. Like so. So we'll let Slovakia get some land. I know the I can't really say it, but the Slovakians, or whatever you call the culture, will be very happy about this. Like so. Then, we'll give Lithuania, I can't say the country, but, oh no, but, oh, I can't say this country, it's Burley or something. And we'll give them this, so they can have this amount. No, so the US isn't getting punished in this, but, no, the US is actually part of the alliance. Because the US was getting a bit sick of the UK taking all this. Now, oh wait, why has it done that? Why has it kept the UK all borders? Get rid of that. The UK doesn't own any of this anymore, silly thing. Now, Denmark are very lucky because Denmark is expanding. They give over to Denmark because Denmark's gone through this war and Denmark were kind of siding with them in like the meetings and stuff and the treaties. Denmark gets all of this land, a crazy amount. Pretty good. It's a really good deal, that. I'll call. And the Slovakians, I don't know why, but I did their border for them. There we go. Slovakians get the border. Now, what else gets... So the US takes all of southern Europe, all of this Spain area. That is all US territory. So we'll name that US. So now we have this massive bit. Hungary, because they were part of it, they get a massive section, like so. Pretty crazy for what The lucky buggers they are. Oh, God. Lucky bloody buggers. All of that fucking land. Now, they make an exception, and they do, very nicely, give the United Kingdom this land, even though they have technically banned from this continent. But we will give them that land. Now, obviously they've got this extra bit of land, but they don't want to expand it. So they sit there, they all make a group meeting, and they make it their own country. They call this country Dales. That's it. Dales. And that's it. So this is now what the European map will look like once after this massive snap war. Pretty much. So that's what it looked like. That's what it will look like. And also, I forgot to give Russia a bit in this land, but Russia's not really there, so Russia can't really claim much. So that's about it, guys. So I'll see you later for another country video. Goodbye.